It was a cold, rainy night in New York City when something strange began to move in the dark tunnels beneath the streets. A deep growl echoed through the sewers, followed by a splash and the sound of heavy claws scraping the concrete walls. A shadow slithered through the darkness, half man, half reptile. The lizard had returned. No one knew why, no one knew how, but this time, he wasn't just hunting. He was planning something bigger, something that could destroy the city above. And only one person could stop him, Spider-Man, the story began when Peter Parker was trying to balance his double life again. College exams, photo assignments for the Daily Bugle, and being New York's friendly neighborhood Spider-Man. It wasn't easy. But that night something felt different. His spider sense was tingling, not just once but constantly, as if danger was crawling beneath his feet. When he swung past the East River, he noticed police lights flashing near the docks. Officers were shouting about missing workers and strange reptile tracks leading into the sewers. Peter's heart skipped a beat. "No way," he whispered. "It can't be him again." But deep inside, he knew Dr. Curt Connors, the scientist who once mentored him, and the man who turned into the monstrous lizard, was back. Without wasting time, Spider-Man dropped into the sewers. The air was thick with humidity, and the sound of dripping water echoed in every direction. He moved carefully, his web shooters ready. Then he saw it, a wall clawed open as if torn by a beast. Green scales glistened in the dim light. Suddenly, a loud roar filled the tunnel, and a massive tail swung from the shadows, smashing a concrete pillar. Spider-Man jumped just in time, landing upside down on the ceiling. "Long time no see, Doc," he said, trying to sound confident. The lizard hissed, his yellow eyes burning with rage. "Spider-Man, you tried to stop my evolution once, but now I will make every human like me." Before Spider-Man could respond, the lizard lunged forward. His claws sliced through the air, and his tail slammed into the wall, shaking the ground. Spider-Man fired webs, but the creature tore through them easily. The fight moved through the tunnels, breaking pipes and flooding the floor. Peter realized the lizard was heading somewhere specific toward the city's water filtration plant. That's when it hit him. Connors wanted to release his serum into the water supply. If he succeeded, millions of people could mutate into reptiles. Spider-Man chased after him, swinging through the narrow tunnels, dodging debris and water bursts. He could hear the monster growling ahead. "You can't do this, Connors. You're smarter than this," Peter shouted. But the lizard didn't listen. His mind was gone, replaced by primal instincts. When Spider-Man reached the plant, he saw Connors climbing the main tower, holding a metallic canister filled with the serum. "Once the water flows, a new world begins," the lizard snarled. Spider-Man shot a web and pulled himself up fast, tackling the creature midder. They both crashed through a steel walkway, landing hard on the ground below. The fight was brutal. The lizard's strength was unmatched, but Spider-Man's agility kept him alive. Every strike, every dodge felt like a battle, not just with a monster, but with a man Peter once admired. "Connors, remember your family. Remember who you are?" he yelled, trying to reach the human inside. For a brief second, the lizard hesitated. His claws trembled, his breathing slowed. Peter saw the man inside the monster struggling, but then the animal side won again. The lizard roared, throwing Spider-Man across the room, with no time to lose. Peter spotted the control valve that could drain the serum tank. He fired a web toward it while the lizard lunged again. The web hit the lever, pulling it down. The tank's pressure changed, and the serum started leaking harmlessly onto the floor. The lizard screamed in rage, trying to stop it, but Spider-Man jumped behind him and injected a small vial of antidote into his neck. The monster froze, his scales slowly fading, claws shrinking, body collapsing to the ground. Moments later, Dr. Curt Connors lay unconscious, human again. Spider-Man sat beside him, exhausted. He looked at the doctor and sighed. "You keep saying you want to make the world better," he whispered. "But sometimes saving it means fighting the ones we care about." He left Connors in the hands of the authorities, knowing deep down that one day the monster might return. As he swung away into the sunrise, New York City began to glow again, unaware of how close it had come to disaster. But somewhere, deep underground, a single green scale drifted in the water. A faint growl echoed through the pipes. Maybe it wasn't over. Maybe the lizard would strike again. And as Spider-Man disappeared between the skyscrapers, his words echoed softly in the wind. With great power comes great responsibility.